it's funny sometimes because like sometimes I've looked at people like on the canvas, and people go, oh, I mean, friends of mine have said, oh, didn't you feel bad for him? I always kind of felt like, well, not right away. I mean, as long as he gets up, no, because he would be just as happy doing that to me. You know what I mean? And it's not a personal thing. Like, I can't remember ever having gone in there angry at all. I just want to win. You know what I mean? And like, I do that with a little bit of maybe ferocity at times. But like, my only objective is to win.
But it doesn't work that way. You have great ability on both sides of your body. And all it is this. It's just this kind of shit I'm talking about. This kind of unorthodox shit. Do that.
I've really got a cool group of people with me.
You slam the gate. This is the door. The gate slams. Ha! Ha! Ha!
One of the trainers that I work with is Tommy Gallagher. He's got a lot of experience. He's kind of seen it all.
No. Remember, this sport is a prehistoric sport. The guy who throws the most punches, who fights the hardest, who has that attitude, he wins.
He's the person that does a lot of the talking in the corner at fights.
I do the only talk, because I have that experience. It's not about egos, it's about trying to maximize what the potential of this kid is. Because he's the star here.
I see myself, working with him for as long as I'm boxing.
I never heard him play the trumpet, but I'll tell you, if he approaches trumpet playing the way he does boxing, he's probably the greatest trumpet player of all time.
And I know how boxing is, so if I'm training somebody to fight, I train him as if I'm training myself to fight.
My other trainer's name is Kwame Asante, and he does like most of the work with me in the gym.
You got to teach the person step by step.
Kwame has kind of instilled the importance of like a good work ethic. No, rather he's reinforced it.
Boxing is like education. Education has no end. I train him every day. It's all step by step. We learn all the time.
I mean, there have been many times when we've worked out where he will push me past the level of comfort.
Yeah, I do. I push him very hard. Boxing is not an easy job.
He has all the physical abilities, speed, power, both hands, reflexes, and he doesn't take too many punches, which is the main thing. I double, triple check. You can't afford to forget things.
Russell Olsen Driver, also known as Rhythm Russell, also known as Russell Muscle.
Very, very proud of his new trumpets. Starting to hit the high notes big.
And he just goes like anywhere we go and helps us with whatever we need help with.
And he'll take the trumpet with him to the fights, play a little bit, relax. I haven't heard him play the Rocky theme yet. Yet.
A friend of mine who would support me thick and thin, whatever's going on. I know Russell would be there. I love that guy.
Certainly, if I had to have a choice between helping him in boxing and being his friend, I'd rather be his friend first.
I've never had a friend like Russell, and I'm sure I never will.
All I can say is I want for him is the championship. That will be the day.
I try to avoid like comparisons to other sports. You know what I mean? Like, and I watch things like triathletes, and I go, oh my God, why would you want to do that? That looks so difficult, And so, I think it's about like what's for you. As opposed to like many of the other sports, it's very basic. It's you and another person. It's very basic. You know what I mean? I sometimes tell people that I'm studying fight films, and they're kind of like, well, like what is there to study really? You know what I mean? There are two guys in there like hammering each other. On some level, it is a fight, but it's totally different in that rarely is there anger. The strategies that are employed are like very intricate. You know what I mean? Like we're dealing in centimeters. I think that boxing is an art. You know what I mean? Like when it's done properly. Second fight, Jimmy Nevado, the Roxy in Boston. He came over to me before the bell rang, touched gloves, which was cool. You know what I mean? I'm all for sportsmanship. But I thought he looked a little bit scared. And I just kind of went straight to him, you know. I caught him once with the right hand, and he got up. And then I jumped on him, and then pulled back for a minute. And then he threw a punch, and I countered and ended it. So, good experience. It was fun.